After waiting years for this game, we're just 18 days removed from Breath of the Wild. Nintendo keeps telling us more and more interesting details. As you know by now, I won't go into story spoilers, but I'll analyze some interesting gameplay mechanics. Also, you bought me a capture card. You guys are amazing. You're watching Zelda Pot Smashes. Let me start by saying that thanks to your donations after my last weekly video, I now have enough for my capture card. It already arrived and I'm testing it with some games on the Wii U. Yesterday I tried to beat the Cave of Shadows in a live stream of Twilight Princess HD. I ended up failing, but it was fun. It was mainly meant to get some streaming experience in before Breath of the Wild comes out. Because I had more than enough for the card, I'm also looking into my microphone and headphone options. Thank you so much for your help, it's really encouraging. Last week there was once again a lot of news for Breath of the Wild. I have a few people around me who are filtering the news for me. This way, news about the story won't reach me, but most of the rest will. Still, I can't cover everything, so I'm taking what I found most interesting. I know this picture is more than a week old, but last week gave us a bit more information. Ever since the first Switch video, I've been hyped about the option to turn off the HUD, the user interface on the screen. It just looks so clean and beautiful. But would we be able to play like this? That was the question. We now have confirmation that the game has a Pro setting for the HUD. This removes at least the minimap, the sound meter and the temperature meter. It still shows the amount of hearts and the stamina meter. We don't know if it will show the amount of arrows or which rune you are equipping, because the guy didn't have those things yet when showing off the HUD option. For a while I thought it would have 3 options for the HUD, because it's not an on-off choice like the other options. Look at the other things like invert camera and aim with motion controls, on or off. If the HUD only has 2 options, why not say Pro HUD mode on or off? At least with the camera sensitivity you can see it has 3 options. Who knows, Nintendo may add another option in the final build. Perhaps a screenshot mode where there's no HUD at all, or something in between normal and Pro? Apart from making the game look prettier, the lack of these HUD elements will add a bit of challenge to the game. You will have to sneak around without getting a confirmation of how much noise you make. And it will be fun to find your way around by remembering the landmarks around you. And if the HUD won't show you how many arrows you have, you'll have to keep track of that in your mind. You can also see when Link is down to his last arrows by keeping an eye on his quiver. Or you could always pause to enter the inventory, of course. The option here to change the jump button is a bit weird. I did read that apparently people were complaining about the position of the jump button. When you run by holding down B, it's hard to hit X to jump. Perhaps enabling this option changes that, so you can jump with A while sprinting? It has to be something like that, because it doesn't look like you can just remap all the buttons. The last interesting thing in this menu is the Amiibo option. Apparently you can choose not to use Amiibo. But the Amiibo are always optional, so why have an option to turn them off? It's not like you'll accidentally use an Amiibo. I can see 2 reasons. Amiibo will make the game easier, at least those that we know of so far. Some people like a challenge. Removing the Amiibo rune from the game also removes the potential temptation for them to cheat a little. Of course, they could always turn the option back on, but it's an extra threshold. The other reason? Some people don't like the Amiibo feature because it makes them feel like they're missing out on things. Especially people who like 100%ing their game. If the Mario Amiibo produces something small like a Mario mask in the game, they now feel like they need a Mario Amiibo to get to 100%. So turning off Amiibo altogether can give such completionists some peace of mind. They can just say that I didn't bother with any of the Amiibo. In a Game Informer article, it is revealed that the shields actually have different stats for shield surfing. How awesome is that? They talk about the speed and the level of control. I imagine an iron shield being faster than a wooden one, and a long shield should have more speed but less control than a short shield, things like that. I also wonder if gliding on snow is also faster than on other terrain. Unknown at the moment. In my analysis of the Switch event trailer, I named the 3 confirmed elements and noticed that some Lizalfos seem to spit water or maybe poison at Link. A viewer pointed out to me that the description of Opal now says it contains the power of water. So now it's official. Water has joined the ranks of fire, ice and electricity. Opal and Amber were the only 2 gems without a mention of elemental powers. I wonder if Amber will do anything. There wasn't anything new on it in the last version of the game, but right now it's the only gem where the description doesn't give a hint for what it's for. I don't know if this has been confirmed or not, but it all hints at a crafting system, like cooking, but now to make items. I heard about a new short trailer with an extended look at some cutscenes. People say it doesn't spoil much, and I trust them, but I see no point in watching these new trailers. I'm already hyped enough, and the more I see, the more my mind pieces everything together. If I keep watching some extra scenes, I might have guessed parts of the story before the game is out. On to the newest weekly screenshot, which is finally in full HD. Let's start with the less obvious detail. Link is wearing a set of earrings we haven't seen before. In a previous video, I already discussed the inclusion of headgear in the game. This fits right in. In Oracle of Ages and Seasons, you could wear rings with different powers. Perhaps in Breath of the Wild, earrings can boost your stats? And would you have to choose between, for example, a helmet and earrings, or can you wear both at once? The tree stump. To me, it looks like it's related to Koroks. Has it to do with all the seeds we'll collect? Some people noticed the similarity to the tree stumps in Oracle of Seasons. There, if you stood on a stump and used the Rod of Seasons, you could change the season. You all know how much I'd love a season system, but I really don't think it's coming anymore. If it would, best kept secret ever. The concept art of last Friday shows a new Korok next to an old one. It's nice to see some variation with the Koroks. We already knew that they could be found off the Great Plateau, but this hints at different tribes scattered around the world, each with their own look. Combine the concept art with the screenshot and it really looks like these things are related. Together with the Deku Tree and the Master Sword, I feel like we could piece things together, but like I've been saying a lot lately, I'd rather discover while playing the game. By the way, Nintendo is holding a Switch event in the Netherlands, but I am not invited. I tried getting an invitation as press, but to no avail. Oh well. Another interesting piece of info is that the stats of your horses can be raised by feeding and taking care of them. This way, if you find a horse that you like, but may not be the fastest, there's still a way to improve it. Speaking of which, you probably know that I've been excited about making a horse video for some time now. I started work on it, but I just know that I'll find out a ton more once I get my hands on the game. And if I wait a bit, I get to use the footage I record myself. I also want to get a few specific videos out before the launch of Breath of the Wild, so I'm giving those priority. The fact is that I have a normal job that pays the bills, and I make videos in the evenings and weekends. If I ever get enough income from making videos, I'm going to cut back on my normal job, because making Zelda videos is way more fun. So as a first or second step towards that, I've just started a Patreon account. A week ago I linked to my PayPal account, which is great for one-time tips. Patreon focuses on a steady income, so the default contribution option is a monthly donation. So if you think my videos are worth something per month and you'd like to see more of them, give the link in the description below a look. Patreon also lets me reward supporters, but right now I haven't come up with anything yet. Let me know what would be good rewards for people who donate. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Any help is appreciated. Sharing and liking my videos helps me reach a bigger audience, so that's also amazing. Right now I feel a bit hampered because I'm not covering any news with spoilers, but once the game is out, I'll hopefully be able to do amazing stuff that's interesting for all Nintendo gamers. Breath of the Wild is less than 18 days away. I'm working on a few more videos, so keep an eye out for those. For now, let me know which HUD option you will be using. Remember that there could be spoilers in the comments. I'm Stefan and you've been watching Zelda Podsmashes.